Hello, friends. Welcome back to a special audio only edition of the Normal Procedure Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Wells. Hello, all of my normal people, the normal silent majority. Hopefully, you're doing well on this day. I just wanted to come. Oh no, we have a disturbance. The cat is still not out of the bag. Let me tell you about this fucking animal. Okay? He doesn't understand. Like, I adopted this cat. And it is because my best friend was getting married. And he realized that he didn't want to have a cat in the house. I'm not sure if it's because of him trying to get his wife pregnant. I'm not sure if it was because he was trying to get his wife pregnant or he just didn't know how to care for the animal. The excuse that he gave was that he just didn't have time for it. Okay, whatever. It's a fucking cat. Let it roam. Now, what I think happened is that he set me up for failure. He knew that this cat had feral cat energies. He knew that this fucking cat was a super predator in a tiny package. Like, if this cat could kill me, it would kill me. That's the energy I get from this animal. It has no chill. No chill. Let me give you some examples of what this animal does, right? This motherfucker will, and I'm not exaggerating any of these things, he will hide in spots. I have a lot of hiding spots in my house. And he will hide in spots specifically so that he could lunge out and try to scratch and attack and slice my Achilles. What other animal or other cat you know does that? A fucking lion, a tiger tries to fucking slice your Achilles so it can kill you and eat you. It cuts off your mobility so it can kill you and eat you. And it does that all day. All day this cat has no chill. He will hide under my podcast chair, knowing that I want to sit here and try to slice my Achilles with his nails and bite at me. And lunge out from under my bed, under my lazy boy, under my couch. Like, all day I have to be on guard with this fucking animal. Why do I have to be on guard? Bitch, you're a house cat. You're in the position that all the other cats that live outside wish they were in. They don't have to go fucking dumpster diving for food. They don't have to do that. I give it to you. I buy it. Why have you not come to learn this? So that's one of the examples where this animal has been placed upon me that is just set up for failure. And I think he knew this. Tom, I'm going to say your name. Tom, you did this to me. And I think he knew. There's a difference between playing. Like, a lot of cats love to play. I have toys for this cat. I have a big cat tree for this cat. And I love all animals. I like cats. I like dogs. And if you have them, you have to treat them like children. You have to accommodate them correctly and give them things to be active with. So I got this cat a lot of things to distract him. You know? He's in a loving environment. So that's one of the things that he does. Another thing that he does, he has no respect for boundaries. Absolutely none. You know how some cats will just perch. They will sit and they'll just lay. They'll take cat naps. Like, he has a lot of spots he can just lay. He has a lot of windows to look out of. There's a lot of room for cat lounging. Lazy cat shit. There's a lot of stuff for him to just lay on and just be a cat. No. This motherfucker, he doesn't respect your space. He doesn't lounge. This isn't a lounging cat. He doesn't respect shit about you. He will follow you around the house, sort of like a dog. But a dog is following you around because they want love and attention and affection. They want to be pet and look at you like, I love you. I love you. Pet me, please. Feed me, please. Give me a treat. I love you, owner. Oh, I love you so much. No. Not this fucking animal. This one follows you around and it waits for a moment of weakness to attack. I'm not making this shit up. It waits for a moment of weakness so it can attack you. So, for example, I will come into the house from the moment and I believe this cat is also a fucking schizophrenic, has personality disorder. Because when I come in the house after a day of work, it'll rub up against me like a normal cat wants to follow me around and rub up against my leg and be all like, oh, I missed you. I'm glad you're back. No, it's not that. He wants to come in, pretends like he misses you, rubs up against your leg, meows, cries. And then the moment that you let your guard down, he's fucking jumping on your fucking hamstring. He wants that ass meat. He wants to kill you. So I will come into the house, he'll follow me around everywhere and wait until I get into the kitchen and start cooking to jump on my fucking leg to try and bite me. He thinks he's an alpha predator. It's not in his brain to be anything other than that. I don't got no fucking space for this thing. So that's enough. Like, and not just when I come home from work. That's all day. So I'm in my house the back half of the day doing my business. This motherfucker will follow you around all day. He'll follow you around just waiting for a moment of weakness to where he could just bite your fucking Achilles and take you down. Like if he could eat me and kill me, he would. And no matter how much I discipline this motherfucker, he just won't learn. So those are a couple of examples. I have more. Like he takes the dish towel out of the sink and plays with it in the living room. Like this motherfucker. He thinks he can eat my lizard. You know, he's just waiting for an opportunity to eat my Komodo. Or not a Komodo, I'm sorry. My leopard gecko. Just waiting for an opportunity to eat that. Like, he's a fucking menace. He's a menace. So, I don't know how I got to that point. I think it's because he said something. He meowed. But yes. I do the things, do the thing. You know, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff that people tell you to do when you enjoy their content. I'm not gonna bombard you with that shit. Just gonna give you, hopefully, something that you enjoy. And if you don't, well, I appreciate you listening up until this time mark. But what I wanted to talk about was just piggybacking off of what I spoke about in the earlier podcast, the Kevin Samuels podcast, and he mentioned something I also spoke about, which was, and like I said, I hope he's, resting in peace, rest in paradise, this figure of black masculinity that he was. He spoke about something that I touched upon in one of my Average Guy's Guide to Life episodes, is the pretty privilege. And that is something it's a genetic lottery. We all know this. We cannot pick our parents. We cannot pick our circumstance. We all have a roll of the dice when it comes to how we turn out to be. Like, facially, we are what we are. Now, we can make our bodies however we, choose to be. You want to be active, you want to be fit, you could do that. You want to be thick, you want to do some squats, you could do that. You want to get some plastic surgery, whatever the fuck, we could change that. Even if you have enough money to change the plastic surgery of your facial structure. And a lot of people have the money to do that too. Well, not a lot. Some people have the money to do that. But for us normal people, the normal silent majority, we do not have a say-so in our genetic forms. We just don't. And the pretty privilege is something that burns hot. Woo, shit. Does that burn hot? It burns hot, if you're lucky, for about 15, 20 years. It burns. If you're unlucky and you treat it as if it's something that will forever be. It'll burn hot for about 2 to 5 years. And I'm gonna give you an example of both. So there was this girl I went to high school with who was about 5'10" and a half, 5'11", very pretty, naturally pretty. Because back when I was in high school, we didn't have, Facebook and Snapchat. We didn't have all that shit. We didn't. There was not the desire to be overly, caked up with makeup. It was just natural looks for the most part. That's what the girls I went to school with had. And there was a handful of girls that were undeniably beautiful that I went to school with. One of them I will say their name because we're not, in communication. We never had a thing or anything. And one of their names was Donna, and Donna was, light skin, high yellow, perfect facial structure, perfect cheekbones, plump lips, and she had the prototypical shape that today's women are looking for, which is, 25-inch waist, gigantic ass, petite boobs. Like, she was a grown woman in the high school form. She was a perfect lady. I mean, not lady, but she was perfectly structured, if you want to put it that way. And that's just an example of, her natural physique, and how she ended up wasn't that. She burned out very quickly because you're dealing in a currency of beauty. You have pretty privilege, and you're surrounded by what you're surrounded by. And just like there's pretty privilege, there's also handsome privilege. So you have a handsome privilege to where you can obtain the pretty privilege when both of you are bringing nothing to the table other than how you look. Especially when you're in high school and in college, you're bringing nothing to the table but how you look. And those are the fucking danger years, because that's when a lot of people, if they don't have any self-control, they get a lot of their usage out. And by usage, I mean fucking. They're doing a lot of fucking. They're just fucking because they both have the privilege to do that. They're desirable. So you're getting as the kids would say today, your body count. Your body count is getting ramped up to a berserker level because you have that privilege and you have no self-control. And we all know how that story ends. You're pregnant, you got several baby daddies, and and living for the government, living off the government. That's it. No wedding, no marriage, nobody proposed to you. You were fun. You were for fun, and you were for fun for a very short period of time. Didn't last, and now you look run down. That's the girl I have no fucking ties to or anything. And maybe one day she'll hear this and know that I'm specifically talking about her. And I will say, on freshman orientation of this high school, and me and my group of friends, that was the first girl we saw. Like, I'm not even saying that there were other girls in the hallway that we just didn't notice them. No, I mean, in freshman orientation, that was the first girl there, which means there's some motivation to actually do something, like showing up early like that. And when we saw her, we noticed, oh, we are children. we are child boys. We do not belong in the same building as this. This is genetically fortunate. This is not natural, what we are currently seeing. This is a grown-ass fucking model-esque, not in height, in that stature, but if you would consider what you would think is an Instagram model by today's stature, that's a model woman. We are in a high school with children with this woman in here. What is she doing? What's she doing in here? And we followed her. We fucking followed her. We followed her. It was like 4 of us, and we followed her for like, I want to say, a good 5-10 minutes until we went to the orientation. But You know, Donna, if you ever hear this, I don't mean any slight to you. This is just the facts of what happened, and now your sexual marketplace value is pretty much in the negative because of that and because of everything that you did, and that's just the facts of it. I think she fucked like the whole basketball team and the football team. And I was on the football team. I didn't fuck her. You know, I wasn't on a basketball team. There was a bunch of pussies. Uh, they were a bunch of pussies. Although Patrick Beverly, who's currently a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves and about a multitude of other fucking teams. I went to high school with Patrick Beverly, and you could not tell me that at the time Pat would have been an NBA player. No one would have guessed it. By the way, Marshall performed. He bust his ass to be where he is. So shout out to Pat Beverly. Fucking savage. And I don't give a fuck if people making memes about the way he celebrated. Fuck if you know where we came from. Fuck if you know what we been through coming on the west side of Chicago. Nobody expected shit of us. Like, this nigga made it to the dreamland. Like, the dreamland. So celebrate. Do what the fuck you gotta do. He in the zone. He was in the zone. The zone. Not too many people get to fucking experience that. So I don't even give a fuck if he won the season opener and he was celebrating like you won a championship. Fuck you, nigga. You ever been to a fucking high school where a bitch getting beat in the head with a sack of quarters and getting her weave whipped out, getting her fucking braids ripped out of her head, and it's blood all over the fucking hallway floor? And that's a day-to-day activity where you have to go through the fucking metal detectors to make sure ain't nobody got a gun coming up in there shooting that motherfucker up, or maybe they got a gang beef and they trying to take out their rival. I don't give a fuck. Pat, keep doing your thing, my brother. Much love. Back on this pretty privilege shit. So Donna is the example that I didn't know, but I just appreciated her aesthetics in the distance. But the one that I didn't know, I had all classes with, she was tall. If she was slightly overweight, but you know, at the time, not like egregiously overweight. Like, she wasn't like sloppy with it. Like, she could have stand to lose about 10 pounds and then she would have been like a supermodel. But at the time she was, you know, good. She was very good. She was overweight by the statistics of what you would go by in the BMI, like body mass index. And she ate a lot, and I told her she would love fucking Butterfingers. I'm like, you know, junior year, I would tell her, I'm like, yo, you keep eating them fucking Butterfingers, you know, they not just gonna magically stop being filled with garbage. They're eventually going to catch up with you. They're gonna catch up with you if you keep eating them fucking Butterfingers. And everybody would laugh. I don't remember what I said specifically, but it was something along those lines. And you know, but that was my first crush. And she knew it. Everybody in the class knew it. That was my crush. I used to walk her home every day after school, me and my other friend, which is weird because me and him walked her home. And I guess we were like, I didn't think of it that way, but now that I'm kind of backtracking and retracing my steps, me and him walked her home. So I'm guessing that at the time we were trying to one up each other to try and see if we could try and wrangle her attention away, you know, just exclusively towards one side or the other. But neither of us were able to do so because she always liked older dudes anyway. She was always with someone else. But we walked her home just in hopes that, you know, we could gain, you know, some sort of leverage with her, and maybe we would have a chance too. Like, first of all, that's the naivety of a boy that's just struck by beauty. But also that's the influence of beauty, because beauty will make a man dumb and not think about what they're doing. Even if you're not a teenage boy like I was, if you're in the presence of a beautiful woman, you just don't fucking know. Like, like you just lose all sense of, you know, right and wrong and what the fuck do I do? And you're just enchanted by it. You're enchanted by the beauty. And without even knowing, you're doing things that you wouldn't normally do, and you're behaving in a way that you wouldn't normally behave. As a teenage boy, I had no fucking idea. Like, I'm just remembering this, that I would walk her home every day with my other friend. Fucking crazy. Like, today, I wouldn't do no such fucking thing. I would do no such thing. Bitch, walk home by yourself. Go ahead, you could take her. Good luck. She's really not interested in all that. But I guess at the time I was hopeful that she felt the same way that I did. I had a giant crush on her. And I guess my friend did too. But I had the advantage because I had every class with her. And I was communicating with her. And I could make her laugh. And she used to sit next to me and touch me. And I was like, yes, I'm getting closer. Forget this motherfucker still out here with other people. Pretty privilege. It's the pretty privilege. It runs out. It runs out. Now, you would think that people would, especially women, men have the benefit of age, and we intellectually develop slower than most women. Emotionally and intellectually develop at a slower rate. And we tend to learn things, past the age of 30, and we get our shit together, we snap together, and we try to figure out, what we want, what we want for ourselves, what we want for our mates, and all this stuff. But you would think that a beautiful woman would notice and identify what their privilege is, what that attractiveness, what that beauty has provided for them, as far as male attention, as far as an ease through life through certain capacities. But they don't, for the most part. I've seen so many attractive women just let themselves go throughout the years, and that's not putting them down. It's just an accountability thing. It's a responsibility thing and a self-awareness thing. It's like, I have this thing. I won the genetic lottery. I should recognize it and value it and preserve it so that I can maintain the highest value possible. But no, they don't do that shit at all. A lot of them burn through it and get pregnant. So that's why I'm not going to say it's for everybody. But if you're from the hood, if you're from where I'm from, and you have these pretty privileges, you don't recognize it. Like, you don't learn it quick enough, because there's nobody scouting you for magazines. There's nobody trying to put you on the cover of fucking their product or anything. There's no social media. I mean, maybe now it's easier, but back when I was a young adult and a teenager growing up, most of these women only knew that they had pretty privilege because they had a lot of nigga attention. They didn't realize that it was something valuable and worth preserving. So they thought they could just do whatever and it would always sustain. And that, they would always have the same options and their body would never change. But that's not reality. So where I came from in the, I'm early gen, I'm early in millennials. I'm in a generation of the early millennials. So those women from the areas in which I came from, their pretty privilege was access to sex, and that's all they knew. access to sex, access to any man I want, any boy I want. And they didn't realize if they burned through that so quickly, and the moment you start pumping out babies, if you're not already into fitness, bang, 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 it's done. You're done. So the one that I had a crush on all those years ago, I wouldn't even look at today. And no offense if you put two and two together and figured out who you were. And I ran into her years later when I was going to the basketball court to play basketball with the same guy that used to walk her home with me. I didn't even recognize her at first until he was like, "Hey, that's her." And I was like, "Really?" And I looked at the face. I'm like, "Oh shit, that is her. Same height, same, lips and eyes, but facial structure is much rounder. Gain a lot of weight, and you got the baby mama vibes, and that's what she is now, baby mama." And that's how we get a lot of baby mamas. They're using their pretty privilege to get access to sex, to give access to sex to a lot of guys. And eventually one of those fucking planes is gonna land on the fucking landing strip. Eventually one of those boys are gonna go home. And that's what happens. And it happens to far too many. Far too many. And I'm not saying this to shit on anybody. I don't want to shit on people. I really don't. But you have to value what you have. You have to value it. Because if you don't, people don't realize how easy it is to lose that shit. Like, I'm not even what I was when I was in high school and in college. Fuck, I was shredded. 6% body fat, made of rock. You touch me, you feel a fucking tree. That's what I felt like. I'm not fat anymore, and I know I'm not fat anymore. I know what I have to do to get back to that, but I know I'm not fat anymore. I can logically see the path. But a lot of women, they don't. It's a delusional mindset to where you think you're always going to be as desirable as you were when you were in your teens, late teens, early 20s. And it's not that, especially if you don't take care of yourself. You have to value what you have. You have to value it. There's this one female, I'm not going to mention by name, but she clearly should not be as she is. Have you ever seen these people? Have you ever seen these people to where, to where their face doesn't match their body? Like, and women do this a lot when they're catfishing dudes on the internet. They'll just take pictures of their face because their face looks normal. I fell for one of these. That's a funny story. I might tell it one day. Comment if you would like for me to tell that story. But have you seen these people to where the face just doesn't match the body? Like, they will have a structurally perfect face, cheekbones, lips, chin symmetry, eyebrows, no fat stored in their face of excessive nature. But then you look and you see the rest of their body, and it's just carrying around this ridiculous amount of excess tissue and weight. And you can see, like, they still have a normal face, small hands, small feet, and you're like, yo, you're not supposed to be this big. Look at the rest of, like, there's signs here. There's signs, there's features that are like telling you that your body's not supposed to be this massive. Have you seen these people? I know I've seen these people. And there's one I'm currently She's probably gonna listen to this. I mean, the truth is the truth. I like you have to preserve. And I could tell for this specific example, this woman didn't have control. She lacked control issues. I mean, she lacked self-control. That's what I could say. A lot of people, they don't even know what calorie deficit means. A lot of these people. And they could still get people to fuck them. That's the thing. If I could still get somebody to fuck me, I'm fine. As long as I can get somebody to holler at me, I'm fine. But I hate to be a fucking Kevin Samuels parrot. But are they marrying you? Are they settling down with you? Or, do they take you seriously? Do they want to spend the rest of their life with you? Like, it's not happening. It's just not fucking happening. It's not happening. Not only are you bigger than me, bitch, you twice the size of me. Get a Fitbit. Go get a Fitbit. Go on some walks. Stop eating so many whole turkeys. You're eating full. Look, cook the fucking turkey first. Stop. It's still fucking clucking. Stop. Look. It's alive. You got feathers in your mouth. What are you doing? Stop. I gotta see this. Look at the kids. They're terrified. They're terrified. You're eating this turkey. Oh, come on. Didn't you want to have this nice Cobb salad? Like, your feet are so small. How the fuck is it your ankles are bigger than your feet? How did this happen? And it's like I said, the pretty privilege. It really depends, though. It depends on your work ethic as a woman. It really depends, because it can be sustained if you really know what you got and you value it and you know what it's bringing to you, what privileges that it's helping you obtain. Then you try to keep that going for as long as you can. You try to keep yourself up, keep your hair done, keep the weight off, work out, whatever. But most women don't. Most women don't. Like, you have to be a special, driven, motivated, self-starter type of woman. For the vast majority, that pretty privileged life is short-lived. Very short-lived. It burns out really quick. Shit, a lot of guys, we're bitter because we don't even get that short-lived. We don't even get that period in which we can be like, damn, all the girls want me. That's where I'm not bitter personally, but I can understand the aesthetically unfortunate fellas out there that's like, damn, none of these bitches wanted me in high school, and now they coming back around. Fuck you. Or maybe they're just forever, genetically unfortunate, and they just have this animosity and this gripe towards all attractive women, and they're like, fuck, you never chose me and you never will. I hate all women. You never chose me and you never will. Fuck all women. All of you represent these people that thought I wasn't good enough. There's a lot of guys out there like that too, women, ladies. There's a lot of men out there that's just bitter and lost and hopeless because they're genetically unfortunate. They're aesthetically unfortunate. They don't have the looks. They don't have the height. They don't have the chiseled jawline. They don't have the pecs or the arms, or even throughout their entire life, through high school and college, they didn't have female attention. And now they're being, bombarded with all these attractive women on their social media feeds and their Facebooks and their TikToks and their Instagrams. And I'm like, these people will never talk to me. These people will never date me. These people will never marry me. Fuck all women. Fuck all of y'all. All of y'all are like her. All of y'all are like her. I really wish that someone would see me for how I really am and not judge me on how I look. Fuck y'all. That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks. There's a lot of men out there like that. A lot. So when you feel that animosity from a certain man, you have to know that he might be one of those dudes. He might be one of them. That's like, fuck, this Instagram model, I've been DMing her for a month, and this bitch won't talk to me because how I look. This bitch won't talk to me because I ain't been to Paris. And that is why I said, this dog, what the fuck? What the fuck, dog? What the fuck? What? 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 Shut your ass up. Can't you see I'm doing a fucking podcast right now? God damn. You disrespectful ass animal. Ain't nobody even outside. What are you barking at? What are you barking at? What are you barking at? Fucking dog got anxiety. The dog has anxiety. He needs to be put down. Like, what the fuck? Just started barking out of nowhere. Disrespectful as fuck. Anyway. That's why I said I'm making this podcast for the normal silent majority. Because a lot of guys are like that. A lot of guys are like that. Are normal. They'll never get the Instagram model. They'll never get that girl that's just soaked in pretty privilege. They'll never get her. And women, you have to realize, maybe you're pretty privileged burned out. Maybe you're just hanging on by a thread. Maybe you got a nice face, but you're kind of round. Maybe your face is nice, but you're kind of round. And maybe you just have to come to the realization that you're normal looking. You're just average looking. Average body. Average body, average face. It's not bad to go and date that guy. Go and show him some love. Show that guy some love that is fucking on like he's losing hope. Go show that guy some love. Don't go after the guy that you know that's just coming to fuck you because you have a cavity. Don't go after him. Go after, like, I know attraction is attraction. That is where it is. But there comes a time to where attraction is just, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, for sure. But when will it be the end of strictly looking for people based on their aesthetics and then getting let down because you picked them based on their aesthetics, based on how they looked, based on how they dressed, based on, how they carry themselves, their physical presence, their energy? When will that come to an end? I don't think it will, honestly. I just think that's a bridge that will never be burned. It just won't. People are attracted to what they're attracted to. Beautiful is beautiful. Men and women. But if you reach the point to where that's, you've been down that road, you've fucked a few handsome niggas, or you bagged a few bad bitches, like whatever it is, maybe it's time to, look and see, this woman's cute. This woman's, on the spectrum of what I can consider attractive. Maybe I should figure out a little bit more about her. This dude ain't a fucking you know, Instagram male model. He doesn't have a six pack. He isn't 6'3" tall, but he's on the spectrum. He's cute. Maybe I should get to know a little bit more about him. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, dog, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yo, bitch ass. You a hood ass dog too. You a bitch ass, hood ass, dirty ass dog too. Why does dog look like it got dandruff? Like it looks like its fur is dandruff. Like I know certain dogs do have dandruff. This dog looked like its fur is dandruff. They found this dog under the dirt. It's like this dog was birthed by fucking woodchucks in the motherfucking playground. Like, this is ridiculous. They got this dog from under the woodchucks, under the fucking swing set, and they just took this motherfucker in. It's the dirtiest fucking dog. It's dirty. It's a dirty dog. It's fucking ridiculous. Dirty ass fucking dog. And it's dirty and loud. It's like these motherfucking women that I went to high school with. It's like them. Exactly. Bye.